Meanwhile, at the Grand Baptist Church in the courtyard, Vince is on his iPhone trying to call his wife, but got her voicemail. Call me when you get this. I'm really starting to get worried about you. And as Vince hung up, just as Adam came to where he is, and saw Jessica wife, Angela's not here? Yeah, and it really makes me wonder. Well, if you must know, I just ran into Nate on my way here, and it seems that guy is really up to no good again. Meanwhile, inside in the hallway, Rita's on her iPhone talking to someone. Yeah. Not to worry. Everything is fine. And as Lucy came back to where she is, and Rita saw, look, I gotta go. Alright. Thank you. And as she hung up, good news? More than good. It seems Michelle and David may be the key to exposing Angela's affair to Vince. Meanwhile, outside on the other side, Angela and Kristen finished dragging Michelle and David tied up to the supply closet, and as Kristen went and opened the door and came back to where Angela is, and as they both dragged Michelle and David to the supply closet and put them in separate chairs and tied them up, and as they both came out with Angela closing the door and putting a lock on it. There. Now these two lot will never expose us at all. And as they turn and face each other, who knew you and I would make a good dream team? I believe you were right. And as they came and began walking while they're talking to each other. You know what? When this whole ceremony is over and all, Michael and I are gonna be leaving the country for good. Meanwhile, in the women's dressing room, Karen and Taya are talking. Yes, Bradley has been so wonderful to me and my children. Well, it seems almost yesterday when I first met him for the first time. He is an amazing man. He is amazing, and I'm truly happy for you guys. 40th anniversary. To think we lasted this long. I'm certain this wedding will be the history in the making. Yes, I remember when I first married Bradley. It was the most amazing days of my life. This time, you have a family to share it with. Now, about Angela. Yeah, now that you mention it, I believe she's having an affair or something. I don't know if it's true or not, but she is keeping a major secret, and for those reasons, I don't trust her with my son at all. Meanwhile, in the men's dressing room, Bradley's finished tying his tie. Just as Aaron and Julian came in the room, with Julian closing the door, just as they arrived to where Bradley is, who turned and saw them. Any sign of Howard? He's talking to Carly, but he's coming so. Are you nervous? Nah. I'm marrying the woman who makes me the most happiest man on the planet. Also, I feel closer to heaven being with your mother and all. I'm really happy for you too, as you two should be. The 4th of July wedding is a chapter 2 for me and your mother. We have been through so much, and what better way to show the world on how stronger reunited we've been to have this holiday for the most powerful wedding in history. Meanwhile, in the sanctuary, as people begin gathering for Karen and Bradley's renewal wedding, let's get to Carly and Howard in the back who are talking. Please tell me you're still not obsessed with Will Goodchild. I already told you, I am over him. Are you? Point of the matter is, I really don't know what I'm gonna do, because in the end, it is you have to be the one to decide that. Let's just leave it, yeah? And as Howard said something wrong with Carly. What's wrong? I have a feeling that something epic is bound to happen here today. Meanwhile, at the Grand Baptist Church in the courtyard, Vince and Adam are talking. Let me guess. He's still sleeping with Kristen? Not that I'm surprised. They're becoming very good in sneaking about. After all, I'm the one who experienced the whole thing when, I think this whole scenario is just a cover-up for something even bigger. What do you think it is? I don't know, mate, but I'm planning to find out real soon. Find out about what? And as Rita and Lucy came to where they are, and Vince and Adam saw, the pair of you know something, and don't tell us otherwise because we can tell by the looks on your face. So why don't you drop the suspense and tell us? Look, we're not even certain, and as Tristan came to where they are, and they saw him, you know what? Either way, since I know what you lot are talking about, we cannot in any way let it happen at your parents' wedding, because it will be disastrous as we know it. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, Angela and Kristen came in from the outside with Kristen closing the door. By the way, I'll do the same thing if I were you, like what Michael and I are doing. Not to worry, we will. Speaking of husband, and as Angela got her iPhone off and saw messages from him, he's probably wondering to where I'd be. And as Michael came in, there you are. And as Angela and Kristen saw me, I was kind of looking for you. Sorry, I didn't call you this morning because Angela and I needed a little girl time. I hope you didn't mind. Of course not. You know what? I'ma let you two talk. I really gotta find him. If you mean Vince, he's in the courtyard wondering to where you are. Oh, thank you, Michael. And as Angela went and left the kitchen, just as Michael came to where Kristen is. As for you okay? And as he arrived, yeah, I was kind of thinking about what you said last night. I said a lot of things. I meant us leaving the country for good. And I think I have an answer for that. Meanwhile, in the supply closet, Michelle and David slowly woke up and realized they're tied to a chair. What the hell? Damn it. We got to get out of this. It seems whoever knocked us out must have known we were planning to expose it. But truth of the matter is, this is only gonna stall them for a brief period of time, but you better damn well believe we're gonna get out of this mess. Meanwhile, in the women's dressing room, Karen and Taya are talking. You don't think she's still sneaking about, do you? And as Karen has a flashback of her and Angela talking back at Karen and Bradley's house in the office. You really don't think I know what the hell you're playing at here? You and Nate! Don't be daft, Karen. Really? You think I'm crazy? I have eyes, you know. Let me assure you that there's nothing happening between me and Nate. You better be right. And as the flashback ends, oh, I made it quite clear to her of what happened should I find out. And she told me I have nothing to worry about. You just don't buy it, right? Are you kidding me? This is Angela we're talking about here. But overall, after my honeymoon with my husband, I intend to get to the bottom of this matter. Meanwhile, in the men's dressing room, Bradley, Aaron, and Julian are talking. Well, Dad, I wish you the best of luck. Me too. Thank you. Any word on Richard? Oh, right. Him and his wife are running a little bit late from where they were, but they said if they do not make it to the ceremony, they will turn to the reception, but they do expect a video copy of the wedding. Alright, is Vince and Rita here? Not to worry, Dad. The wedding will go well without a hitch. Speaking of which, it's almost time. I'm gonna go find Howard. And as Bradley turned and went and left the men's dressing room, just as Rachel and Wilma came in, and Aaron and Julian saw. Meanwhile, in the sanctuary, as people continue to gather for Karen and Bradley's renewal ceremony, let's get to the back where Carly and Howard are talking. What do you mean by that? Your best mate and his wife are tying the knot again, just in time for their 40th anniversary and all, which I gotta say is really good. Of course it would be, I would say the least. Look, I'm sorry that I'm burdened with my problems with you-know-who, but I assure you, I'm not obsessed with Will anymore. I believe you. Fact of the matter is, I know a part of you still love my mom, even though the damage you've done by you walking away. I will always love your mother, no matter what. And as Bradley came in and went to where they are, and Carly and Howard saw, hey, are you ready? As well as I can be. Good luck, Bradley. Excuse me, you two. Thank you. And as Carly went and took her place, let's get back to Howard and Bradley who are talking. Everything is already in place, so you need not worry at all. And as Will and Jennifer came in and saw everyone is here and more people that continue to gather. Wow, this place is amazing as ever. Why, of course it is. We're talking about my uncle and aunt, one of the most powerful couples in history. Yes, and soon, one day, that will be us, even though we're married for the matter. And as Jennifer and Will went and sat in their respective spots, just as Isabella and Sean both came in and saw the display of what's going on. Impressive, I'll say. So basically, you and I got a text telling us to come here because something drastic might happen today, yeah? And as they turn and face each other, yes. And if it's what I think it is, then we want to be front row and center for the action to unfold. Meanwhile, at the Grand Baptist Church in the courtyard, Lucy, Rita, Vince, Adam, and Tristan are talking. Look, you all, I am not giving up on this. I know for a fact that she's seen someone, namely Nate, for the matter. We don't even know for certain. The thing is, Vince, I saw him at the diner in the back area the other day, which means there's a lot more to what Angela is hiding. Either way, the truth's bound to come out real soon. Look, I'm just gonna have to trust her in our marriage because I know for a fact she wouldn't do that to me or our daughter. You really have good faith in that? Of course I do. I don't believe all these so-called rumors till I see it for myself, even though you all see her with him. It could be more than what you see here. Now, can we stop talking about my wife behind her back? That seems fair. There is a wedding about to start of our parents, the most powerful couple there is. Let's just all be cautious about this. And as Angela came to where they are, what are we talking about here? And as everyone saw her, can you guys give me a minute? We'll be inside. And as Rita, Adam, Lucy, and Tristan all head back in, and as Angela faced her husband, sorry was late and all. Me and Kristen, it's fine. You don't have to explain where you were. Point of the matter is, you're here, and that's all what matters. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, Kristen and Michael are talking. You have an answer. Yeah. I would love to go on this journey with you. And I don't care where we go, as long as we go. Good. I'm glad to hear that. The thing is, I was wondering how soon can we leave for this journey? What's the rush? Honestly, Michael, I just feel that I want a fresh new start. A new beginning for the both of us and our daughter. To escape from the dreaded Cullen family as we know it. I just don't want to live the rest of my life with our kids, wondering when the Cullen family is going to strike our family again. You do have a point with the matter. In fact, we can leave right after the wedding today. Sounds good to me. And as they begin kissing each other and pull back. Did I mention you're the most incredible husband on the planet? I could say the same about you. Meanwhile, in the supply closet, Michelle and David are still both tied up in separate chairs. And as Michelle looked at David, who saw, do you have, well, I don't know, say a plan to get us out of this? I'm already working on that. And as David looked at Michelle, and as he continued to free himself from the rope, we are so close, I can practically taste it. This roadblock we have right now, honey, please not think about that. We're gonna get out of this, I promise you. Once I free myself from these ropes, we're gonna have the reunion we deserve, and I'll be damned to let anything and anyone come between us. Can you do me a solid and keep saying that if I have any doubts at all? Not to worry. As your husband, I'll make it happen. And as David turned and saw a sharp item not too far from him, and as he thinking, speaking of making it happen, I'm gonna get us out of here. Meanwhile, in the women's dressing room, Karen and Taya are talking. Look, it does you no good to get wound up. You have an amazing wedding to get yourself to. We're worried about Angela and her dodgy dealings later. Thank you. I don't know what I'd do without my best mate by my side. Lucky you don't have to worry about that. Seriously, thank you for being my best mate for almost 40 years. Wrong, my friend. I think we were friends a lot longer than that. We've been through a lot over the years, and we managed to come on top and more stronger than ever. And we will continue to get stronger. Now, we do have a wedding to go to. Mine's, that is. Then I believe it's showtime. Meanwhile, in the men's dressing room, Rachel, Wilma, Aaron, and Julian are talking. And as Rachel went to Aaron while Wilma went to Julian. How are you, Aaron? I cannot believe that I'm working at a place that only cares about money rather than patience itself. Yes, we heard that they transferred your best mate to a long-term facility. The nerve of them, not for long. My mom is working on an appeal to overturn Pete's decision along the board. He is a real mess if you ask me. But let's not worry about that matter. I'm quite certain Brody would not want us to be in here talking negative about the hospital. We have a wedding to get to. By the way, you two ladies look amazing. I could say the same about you two lot. You two are the most finest men we ever married. And speaking of marriage, the most powerful in history is about to begin right here. Then why don't we all go? And as Adam came in, and Rachel, Aaron, Wilma, and Julian saw, I'm glad y'all talking about the wedding, because it's about to start. You know, I gotta say how amazed I am to be a part of history in the making. Me too. Now, why don't we all go and watch it for ourselves? And as they all went and left the men's dressing room. Meanwhile, in the sanctuary, as most of the people here for Karen and Bradley's renewal wedding ceremony, Let's get to the wall where Jennifer and Will are talking.
Hey, you okay?
Yeah. You know, I've been kind of distant when we got together.
Look, you don't have to explain.
What I'm telling you is, I had a lot going on at the moment, but I promise you, I'm gonna devote my time to spending with my husband.
I believe you.
Let's get to Isabel and Sean, who went and sat next to them, and they saw. Strange that this wedding is not being televised, being that it's the most powerful couple in history. Karen and Bradley probably want a private ceremony, and you can't blame them for the matter.
That's good, considering what the Collins put us through.
You can say that again, Will. And as Isabella turned and saw Taya and Howard preparing to walk down the aisle, they're about to start. And as Howard and Taya began walking down the aisle, throwing flowers, and everyone saw. Soon they reached the end and went and stand in their respective areas. Let's get to Howard and Bradley at the altar who's talking. This is gonna be history. I'm just glad my family here to see this. Well, apart from Richard. Actually, him and his wife are here. They just got here kinda late. My daughter kinda filled me in on that, but thanks. Let's get to Angela and Vince, who are next to walk down the aisle. Let's get to them talking. Oi, you okay? And as Vince sits on Walt's wife, who saw him, you seem like you're miles away. Yeah, I am. And as they both face the front area while walking, with Angela thinking, as long as Michelle and David are locked away, I can be free of what I've done. And as they arrived and went and took their respected spots, just as Rita and Adam are next to walk down the aisle. Let's get to them talking. You know, it amazed me on how strong my parents have truly become. We will also be strong like them. Indeed we are. And as they arrived and also took their respected spots, causing Lucy and Tristan to come down the aisle next. Let's get to them talking. I've never seen that much people here.
Why do you think they're here?
They want to be part of this powerful history moment, just like I am. And as they arrived and also took their respected spots, and as Casey and Richard came in, walking down the aisle, which Bradley is surprised to see. Seems like they make it after all. Told you. Let's get to Casey and Richard, who are walking down the aisle talking. Good thing we got here in time and know that shortcut. I just don't want to miss this. Despite what, not to worry. We will continue our mission afterwards. And as they arrived and took their spots, with Rachel and Aaron coming down the aisle next, let's get to them talking. This really is gonna be good. Yes, it is. And as they arrived and took the respected spots, and as Wilma and Julian are coming down the aisle next, let's get to them talking. It feels so good to witness history as we know it. Only thing is, it's gonna get better. And as they arrived at their respected spots, just as Karen came out, and everyone saw and turned and stand up and looked at her just as she saw. And as John came to where Karen is, and she turned and saw him.
You ready for this?
Yes, I am. And as John began escorting Karen down the aisle while everyone is watching. While that's happening, she's looking at her husband who did the same. And as they arrived at the end, just as Ashley came to where they are and pulled up her veil and hugged Karen, while John went and hugged Bradley. And both of them pull away.
Good luck to you two.
And as Ashley and John went and stand in their respected area, while Karen and Bradley both turned and faced the minister, and as everyone sat down, ladies and gentlemen, The most powerful wedding is about to begin right here, right now. And as everyone begins to brace themselves for the wedding of Karen and Bradley,